Welcome to the NFL Pick'em Podcast with your host, Anthony Kruszka. Each episode, I will go through some of the highlights from the previous week's games and give an update on which homeroom has the highest number of correct picks. Now, let's kick this show off. Welcome back to the NFL Pick'em Podcast. This is Anthony Kruszka. We are now through week 2 of NFL football, so I'm going to go through some of the games, and real quick, I'll go through all the games, who won, and then later on I'll have Zane Dively and Braden Vineyard. We're going to talk about all the games, some of the good things that happened, what we liked, what we didn't, and then, of course, we're going to check in on our homerooms. So here we go. Starting off the week, we had Chargers at Chiefs. The Chiefs won that one. Then we move on. We got the Jets. They played the Browns. The Jets won. Lions beat the Commanders. Tampa Bay beat New Orleans. New York Giants beat the Panthers. Patriots beat the Steelers. The Jaguars beat the Colts. The Dolphins beat the Ravens. The Rams beat the Falcons. 49ers beat the Seahawks. The Cowboys beat the Bengals. The Broncos beat the Texans. The Cardinals beat the Raiders. And the Packers took a W against the Bears. And then on Monday night, the Titans played the Bills, and the Bills took the dub. Vikings played the Eagles, and the Eagles won that one. Now I'm going to move on to some of the highlights from the week. I'm here with Braden Vineyard and Zane Dively. So we're just starting off the week. The first game that we liked, the New York Jets playing the Browns. What do we think, boys?
Well, the Jets had a great comeback in the last 2 minutes. Joe Flacco. I mean, look at this guy. I mean, he just looked unstoppable for the Jets. I mean, it was amazing.
I mean, what a sell by the Cleveland Browns. I mean, how do you even manage the New York Jets? That team hasn't been good, I think, since I've been born. Not to mention, you mess up the onside kick. Denzel Ward leaving people wide open and making Joe Flacco look like he did when he was wearing purple in Baltimore. I mean, just a brutal 2-minute performance from Cleveland, a team that looked a lot better on paper.
For sure. Browns fans are definitely sad. It looked bad the last 2 minutes for sure.
What was it, Nick Chubb that was it him that fumbled? Or no, what did he do? Couldn't get it in or something like that? I can't remember exactly what happened, but
it was Amari Cooper that messed up the onside and fell out of his hands and gave the ball back to the Jets.
Yep. And then we got Lions played the Commanders. Lions get their first W this season. I was very hyped. Love to see it. Hopefully they keep it rolling. Each week they're going to get better.
That would be lovely.
I love the new Dan Campbell regime. I mean, he's just so loud. He's such a likable dude. I think he'll lead them. I think they get at least 8-9 wins this year.
Yeah.
I see them sneaking in the wild card.
That'd be really good.
That would be
I really like Dan Campbell. I love how he brought the culture back. Everybody, Detroit energy. The energy's there. I love it.
Like
and
Caps.
Yeah. And then and Amon-Ra St. Brown, he had a big game, 40 points in fantasy. So you gotta love that.
Beautiful.
Then we got Buccaneers playing the Saints. Big thing there. Mike Evans, he's got beef with Lattimore. I don't know what's going on there, but there's almost always a fight there. So that was kind of the story there.
They most certainly dueled it out. That's for sure. I mean, if you didn't watch the game, I'm sure you saw the fight, at least.
It's always with Mike Evans. I mean, the number one target for Brady, you're going to have Lattimore on you every week, and Lattimore's top 5 corner in the league. And, you have two greats like that clashing. There's bound to be some anger there. And I had Mike Evans on my fantasy team. Beautiful sit by me this week. But other than that, yeah, it's always crazy when you see two people who are so good at what they do. They almost never like each other at the end of the day.
Yeah. It was similar to who was the one guy? Was it Josh Norman? Do you remember that?
I don't.
It was like he was on the Panthers. He always had it was him and I think Odell Beckham, they'd always go at it.
I just remember him getting stiff-armed by Derrick Henry 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Into the upper deck.
Then we got Patriots at Steelers. We'll have Zane talk about that. That's his team, the Steelers. So go ahead.
Oh, man, this one hurt. I mean, you can't make it any more obvious that they miss T.J. Watt right now. I mean, Patriots don't have a solidified running back, and yet they ran all over us. The corners super underperforming. They've never been terrific, and then the offensive line is brutal. I mean, it's like I can't even make a comparison. It's just terrible. They're so bad out there. Najee can't run the ball. They refuse to make gaps for him. Mitch is getting killed behind the line of scrimmage, sacked and picked off because he's got to think so quick and throw so fast. I don't think Mitch is the answer. I think on Thursday night we go to Kenny Pickett, and you got to hope that Nick Chubb doesn't run all over our defensive line like the Patriots did. It's looking kind of grim. They also got to go to the doghouse in Cleveland, so it's something to look forward to. It'll be a fun game. It's always close between the two of them, but yeah, Belichick continues to just own my Steelers over every time I've been watching football. Just brutal.
Okay, there we go. How about the Dolphins playing the Ravens? That was a good game. Ended up being 42-38. Was it a comeback win for the Dolphins? Kind of like a little bit, in a way.
He just snapped in it. I mean, it looked like Alabama, right? Alabama, right?
Yeah.
Excuse me. It looked like Alabama too again. I mean, he was just, you know what I mean? He looked confident out there. He looked smart with the ball. He was throwing good balls to what was it, Tyreek, right?
Tyreek and Waddle.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Tyreek and Waddle, and I mean, they looked good. I mean, we didn't see that all last year. I mean, Tua really struggled pretty much all of last year. I don't think he had even one breakout week. So, I mean, this is huge for him. You know what I mean? It proves that he belongs in the league and that he can beat good teams. So,
yep.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Sorry about that. Yeah, I mean, well, you see it. They came into the fourth quarter. I think they were down 28-7, and he came out there. He had 2 picks in the first half, and everybody was like, "Man, here he is again. Tua turned the ball over." And then no, he comes out and you find Waddle wide open, you find Tyreek Hill wide open, and a complete collapse from the Ravens defense, and the game sealed by that Waddle touchdown. Big fantasy points from all of them. Lamar looked like his MVP self out there again. If he can hold that for a whole season, I easily see the Ravens winning the North. So, yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting. It was a great game. Love seeing Tua doing well again.
Yep.
For sure.
Definitely love that Tua and Lamar battle. All right. So then we got the Bengals. They played the Cowboys and they lost. They start the season 0-2. What do we think? Are they going to get it together? What's going on with Joe Burrow? What do we think?
Joe Burrow just is not. I mean, again, we've got so many of these young quarterbacks in the league right now. And Joe Burrow is just not looking like LSU Burrow. He's not even looking like Burrow we did last year. I mean, he's just, I don't know, shoulder shrug, you know what I mean? Just meh. I mean, he's still a great quarterback, and we know that, and he'll probably snap out of it here soon, but he was just, throwing bad balls. Just seemed like he was letting it go. I could be wrong, but.
Yeah, as a Steelers fan, I love this, but as a football fan, I don't. I want Joe Burrow to do well. I felt he was highly overrated heading into the season. Bengals got this new and improved offensive line. He's getting killed back there.
Mm-hmm.
It is brutal watching him play. And it's not that he himself is playing bad, but he just has no help right now. I think, who was it? T. Higgins was out with a concussion. There's one of his top receivers, and then just no offensive line whatsoever. I think they can turn it around, but it's looking grim for Cincinnati right now.
Yeah, it's definitely tough to see since they made it all the way to the Super Bowl last year, and this year I don't even know if they'll have much of a if they have much playoff potential at this point.
Yeah, it just is not looking. I don't know. It kind of sucks to see. Not gonna lie, you want to see the young guys succeed, but
yeah.
Oh wow.
All right, and then we got Monday night's games. The Bills played the Titans, and it's just a rout, 41-7. Josh Allen looking unstoppable. I think the Bills are our Super Bowl favorites here. So
you just gotta love Josh Allen. He plays with physicality. He kind of puts himself on the line. I don't know if I feel like most people don't know this. He didn't have a single offer coming out of his senior year in high school. He emailed 2,500 colleges, Division I colleges, and one responded, and they gave him a shot. And look at him now. You know what I mean? You got to root for the guy. You can't hate him.
Not only is he doing like good, but he is, in my opinion, I think he's the MVP favorite right now. You watch the Bills' offense; it's like a machine running. It's automatic. You just watch them, and before you know it, they're on the 20-yard line, and boom, touchdown to Stephon Diggs. He had 3 last night. I mean, just tore apart the Titans, who aren't a bad football team. They're definitely not, the cream of the crop, but they're not bottom of the standings type of team. 41-7, that's unbelievable. After also routing the Rams 30-10 last week, the reigning Super Bowl champs. I don't see the Bills losing a whole lot of games this season. I don't think they lose more than 2. They look unbelievable, and it would be a shame if they fell any short than going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I would agree.
I love seeing them do good. Big Josh Allen guy. So it's fun. It's fun watching a different team win after all these years.
Yeah, after all these Tom Brady years.
I agree.
Yeah. All right, and then we got Eagles-Vikings. Eagles took the W, and Jalen Hurts is looking really good. And then on the defensive side, we had Darius Slay with 2 picks. So there you go. That's all the highlights. Now I'm going to send off to the homeroom report with Jimmy Fackelman.
Yeah, I got the homeroom report right here, and boy, do we have some numbers to go through. All right, so leading the charge, Mr. Earl with 22 correct picks through 2 weeks. Chasing right behind Earl are McMahon 4B and Dennis with 21. Closing in on that lead right there. We had some newcomers this week. So for week two only, the best newcomers were Leach, Beatty, and Williams. All had 10 this week and this week alone. At the bottom of the barrel, Miss Potter. We need you guys to step your game up. Maybe go with the Russo technique, only picking the right side of the sheet. Actually worked out pretty well for them. They scored 10 points this week. I was very impressed. And the moment you guys have all been waiting for, where is Mr. Weber sitting at in the pack? After an abysmal 6 correct picks this week, he's sitting at the back of the pack with 15 total correct answers. Weber, come on. That'll be it for your homeroom report. I'm going to send it back to Kruszka for the outro.
So there you have it. That's week 2 of the NFL Pick'em Show. Once again, this is Anthony Kruszka, and we'll see you next week.